So,
that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I think anything. I think it's just maybe your T-shirts that are the most up in your face.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll definitely agree with.
But I think that's kind of the wake up that people need. Like, not like you said, like to show that we're fuck humans. It's all about animals, but it's just like we are pretty much the definition of a parasite.
Yeah,
and we're totally
exactly. And it's like, I mean, we're definitely not the. Okay. There's one shirt we have that has a picture of like humans like put up on a rail at a slaughterhouse with the hooks and stuff, and there's this sort of bovine-headed, sort of, character filleting these humans. Mm-hmm. So of course that's the most blatant thing. People would say, see that shirt right there? It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
I guess, but that's not what our band is about. I mean, first and foremost, as ridiculous as this would sound to some people, we're musicians. We like music, and we enjoy playing this type of music. First and foremost, because it's extremely financially rewarding, as you can see how we live. But it's it's just what we like to do, and you're not doing it for the fame and glory and monetary gain and all that. It's just because you love that style and that type of aggression in the music does something for you personally. It's different for every person. But, every person has their own little that's involved with this sort of thing, and plays either for themselves at home or in a band that plays locally, a band that tours, or whatever capacity that is. It speaks to them in some way, So that's why we do it.
Yeah. Right on. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. How do you feel about music piracy?
Oh, as far as downloading and everything? I don't know. I buy music. I don't download anything. Or burn stuff. I've had people try to give me burns, and I was like, here, you can have it. Someone else, I'm like... but, I mean, I don't know. It's a hard call, because, alright, well, it may get more people interested in your music that normally wouldn't have a chance to hear it. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you don't, it's just like, how much are you going to value something that you get for free? You know what I mean? I think it's more of, it goes far beyond just some sort of like, illegal downloading versus, purchasing music, the traditional way, or whatever. It's more of like just the fact that people don't value anything anymore because, I could say I blame the internet, Everything is instantly granted to you, whether that be, pictures of boobs or recipes for bean dip or whatever, you can get whatever you want instantly. You can shop that way, you can pay all your bills that way, you can live completely through this box, and, everything's given to you in an instant, so why should you put much value on it?
Yeah.
So,
totally.
I this is going to make me sound old, and like, I'm sure there was a parallel from when I was younger, and, I was hearing this from people that are my age now, that were, my age back then, I should say. But it's just like, if it's that easy come, easy go, it's just like, it don't seem like you have any sort of emotional bond with it. It's just about like, check out my iTunes. There's like 400 million songs in there. Great.
I don't ever listen to any of them.
That goes beyond the point of just loving music as a big part of your life and just like a collector of stuff, even if it's virtual stuff, or like digital information. It's like, I don't know. Humanity is just like, I don't know. Especially in American culture the way it is now, it's just like we're so hungry for something, but the only thing we're hungry for is whatever's next.
Yeah.
It seems. So,
totally.
That doesn't really answer your question. It's hard. There's no right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong answer, though, exactly.
Okay, you know what? I can just put it bluntly, and it's like, yeah, it's stealing.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it that way, but I'm not going to say, oh, everyone does it, because that doesn't make it right at all. It's just, it's stealing, but, I mean, I don't know. I think this is the least amount of... This is the least of our worries, basically.
For sure.
It's entertainment.
Right on.
I mean, and the way record contracts are, if you're on a label of any sort, it's not like you're making the big bucks anyway, via sales of your album. You know, I mean, still every little bit helps, but you know, you just got to get out and tour and try to have some cool merch and play music that people want to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
So that being said, how do you feel about underground or unlicensed radio?
Oh, go to town.
Sweet.
Good.
Sweet. We'll keep doing it. We'll keep playing your music.
Yes, please do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's I mean, why should... Basically, the way it's... I mean, to my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be completely ignorant on this. It's set up so corporations can tell you basically what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, but it's good to have either public radio, you know, affiliated with like a college, or, you know, in pirate radio, as it is, or whatever. It's just like, who can own frequencies bouncing around in the air?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like, well, you have to have X amount of dollars in order to do this, to have access to, you know, the means to have this and the technology and stuff. Well, there's people that have figured out the technology that don't have multi-million-dollar, you know, backings. So good for them.
Or means to pay for all the royalties.
Exactly. You know, I mean, I guess then that kind of feeds into that whole like the free music question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean, okay, it's stealing. I said that, but then there's yay for public radio. It puts it out there for free. It's just like, well, no one really wants to pay for anything. That's always been that way. But I don't know. Maybe if I wasn't so intimately connected with music, I would have a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, maybe people who manufacture fire sauce at Taco Bell, you know, will get mad at me like taking, you know,
a whole bunch,
20 of those. But I eat them though. Or suck the insides out of the foil packages. But when I actually force myself to go there.
Sometimes it's the best thing on the road.
Yeah. You know, I'm tired of having regular bowel movements. I'd like to eat some paste.
Some soy paste.
Yeah.
Does that.
Exactly. I don't know how much actual meat is in there. I think it's just like soy protein, and then there's like a rehydrated beef fat or something that they kind of stir in and
for the beef flavor.
Yeah, actually that's Jack in the Box. I think that's all
they're tacos.
That's
I
all
think.
TVP except there's like a beef tallow or a beef fat that's like rendered in such a way that it can be rehydrated and
which is interesting. So how do you feel about the metal crowds in the United States as compared to Europe and elsewhere?
I don't know. First off, okay, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They appreciate metal, and they appreciate metal bands, and they enjoy having fun, and they will rock out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm that mostly when I say that, I'm mostly referring to inland.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not excluding the border towns like TJ or Mexicali, because we've had really good shows in both.
Yeah. Very
good shows in both. But I think like we had an experience a few years ago in Mexico City, playing with what was it? Was it Malevolent Creation? No, not Malevolent Creation. It was Monstrosity and Marduk, and it was fantastic.
Right on.
I will remember that forever. Like, it was just so supportive and so into just seeing live metal and just enjoying it. That's what it was. Just makes like this is the way it should be everywhere.
Word.
In the U.S., it's like I think, people are there's more of a physical response in the U.S. But there's also on the other side of that, everyone's seen and done everything, and they're basically waiting to be not wowed, but waiting to be. You have some angle that they think will make them cool if they get it before their friends do. Or something,
Yeah.
In Europe, it seems to be. I mean, from our, we were only over there once, like a couple years ago. I think my foot's asleep. Even watching like the headlining band over there, which should be the one that everyone's there to see. They're a little more reserved, but they almost seem like. It's less disposable to them. This isn't a phase they're going to run up. They're going to be metalheads or whatever forever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I like a lot of Euro metal. Well, not Euro metal, because that implies like silk shirts and comparison guitars and chest hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But, no, I like a lot of, I like a lot of some grim and frostbitten shit. I like stuff that sounds like it was recorded on a spool, in a basement.
Word.
Yeah.